Please be seated. Welcome to the 2025 Fall Athletic Assembly. This is the first of our 3 athletic assemblies, and the first for many of you sitting in the crowd. Tonight, we're here to celebrate all of you in this room. Shortly, you'll hear from your coaches. As well, some of you will receive individual awards. Regardless, all of you should be proud of the seasons you had and memories created this fall. It has been a great fall for so many reasons. On the fields, we saw the return of Bantam girls soccer. 4 out of 6 teams won the league banners, and 3 won playoff trophies. Our ultimate Frisbee team lost a hard-fought final in the RSQ Championship, and cross-country running won the ETIAC banner for the 3rd straight year. Things are well underway in the arena with our varsity girls and boys having great success to kickstart their fall seasons. Most importantly, we've seen many core memories created in all of our programs, and for that we should all be grateful and thankful. So congratulations to all the athletes who bought in, gave it their all, to the coaches who led and were at the forefront of the memories made. It truly was a wonderful start to the athletic calendar. Congrats. Now, on behalf of all of us in this room, I'd like to give a big thank you to several special people. This long list of dedicated people is the reason sports at Stanstead are so great. First, I'll thank all of you in advance, as I know you'll give your full focus to the assembly. Thank you to Ms. Victoria Gagne, Ms. Sonia Perron, Mr. Maxime Boulet, Mrs. Holly Moore in the Health Center. To our athletic therapists, Ms. Megan Vincent and Ms. Camille Roy. Thank you to Ms. Gagnon for being creative and also creating a positive environment with the intramural crew. Thank you to Ms. Sophie Blair and Mr. Joel Sueka for managing 2 very large groups in the fall badminton. Thank you to Mr. Meunier and Ms. Godin for leading an even bigger group in pickleball, and I know that wasn't easy. Thank you to the maintenance department, the ladies in laundry, the team at the arena, Patrick Gauthier and the drivers, and our kitchen staff who work tirelessly to make sure we have everything we need. Every single person mentioned are truly the backbone of the sports programs here at Stanstead College. This dedicated group goes the extra mile every time for you. Thank you to Ms. Guerrera, whose loud and infectious energy makes it fun to come to the office. We had another busy fall hosting Case Boys Soccer, and she was an integral part of the success we had. Thank you, Ms. G. Thank you to Andrew Norris in the athletics store. Andrew's a proud alum and works extremely hard to make sure the athletics program always looks its best. He cares deeply about the college, its coaches, and most importantly, you. I also want to thank the communications team, Mr. Murray and Ms. Garrett, who spend hours on the field and in the arena capturing all the highlights, creating team photos, and providing you with content that stays with you long after your playing days. So a big round of applause for all those people I mentioned, the people who made this fall term so successful. Now, I save one final thank you. A huge thank you to your coaches. They are the backbone of our sports memories and give so much to their programs. Your coaches will say nice things about you tonight, but as I mentioned at Assembly, I hope you take the time to pull them aside and let them know how much they mean to you. If you haven't, it's never too late to write a note and leave it on their desk. I leave you with this. The greatest gift you can give your coach isn't a trophy or a title. It's your gratitude, because appreciation lasts way longer than any victory. Without further ado, let's get going with Bantam Girls Soccer, Mrs. Smith.
Hello, everyone. So in addition to thanking Mr. Spurk, Ms. Guerrera, Mr. Norris, maintenance crew, laundry angels, I was going to make special mention of Mr. Murray and Mrs. Garrett because they come out and they capture all these moments for you guys. So thank you very much to you. First, congratulations to all the other teams on a wonderful season. You guys have all done very, very well. So every player on the Bantam girls soccer team should be very proud of their accomplishments this year. For some, playing on a team was a new experience, and for others it wasn't. It was old hat. The entire team, however, worked together, supported each other, encouraged each other, and cheered for each other. Now, girls at this age are a funny sort. They're not quite grown up, yet they think they're very worldly wise and know absolutely everything. At other times, however, like when we have to spend 3 hours in McDonald's due to a scheduling mix-up, they giggle and play in the McPlay place like a bunch of 6-year-olds. This group of girls, however, is funny, kind, reliable, caring, considerate, conscientious, hardworking, and multilingual. Yes, they're able to count to 10 in a variety of languages, something which they practice daily during our warm-up. So soccer at the bantam level at Stanstead can be hit or miss. Over the years, I've had some super teams with upwards of 20 players coming to tryouts. In other years, I've had very skilled teams, but only 8 players. I've had teams lose the finals, the league finals in overtime, and I've had teams who didn't score a single goal all season long. That one hurts. So some of those 13-0 losses, you never know. So I didn't know what we were up for this year. We had a lot of skill, but not a lot of size. Girls, would you stand up for a second? You compare them to the teams we played against, and we're talking 2-foot difference in some cases. So, thank you. All right. So 12 athletes came to tryouts, and after some cajoling, we got a 13th to join the team. We played 6 regular season games. We had 1 win, 1 tie, and 4 losses. And while some of you might not think that that's a great record, I think it was a pretty awesome season because the majority of the games that were decided by 1 goal. We qualified for playoffs and lost an absolute heartbreaker of a game where we nearly upset Galt on their home turf, losing just 3-2. A shout out to Cha-Cha for playing a stellar game in nets that day as Heidi was out with concussion. And regardless of the outcome, I'm so proud of this team for working hard and playing hard every last day. Here's where I offer my thanks to the Wellness Center and the concussion crew. We didn't have a single game with a full slate, so thank you for looking after my girls. It's difficult to single players out for awards when every player on the team has contributed, when everyone's worked hard, and when everyone has had their own shining moment during the season. Perhaps it was a superb defensive move, a game-winning goal. They displayed leadership, sportsmanship, scored multiple goals, or made a huge save. Maybe it was stepping in and playing a new position. There's plenty of reasons, and because of this, everyone could have been an award winner. But tonight, I'm not doing that. I would ask, however, that all winners come up together at the end, and please hold your applause until all the awards have been presented. So the first award for sportsmanship goes to the girl who's not the biggest, nor the strongest, nor the fastest on the team, but she may well be the one with the biggest heart and the best attitude. She's a teammate who supports at all times. She cheers from the sidelines and is always the team mom who makes sure that everyone is okay following an injury. Her kind and caring manner always shine through. Congratulations to the Good Sport Award recipient, Sophie Bordelot-Keat. So these players have been chosen to win a Bantam S for a variety of reasons, but each of them gave 150% effort at all times. They played with heart, determination, skill, put in endless work at practice, and always pushed themselves to go a little bit faster, dig a little deeper, and when the tank was on empty, they pulled out the reserves. They're talented, knowledgeable, great at anticipating, and we're always setting up plays that move the ball up the field for us. First Bantam S recipient has improved her skills immensely this year. One of the biggest assets you can have as a soccer player is the ability to pass or shoot with both feet. Olivia has worked tirelessly to develop a booming shot with her left foot, and this became an integral part of our offense and our corner kicks. Congratulations, Olivia Goodsell-Martel. The second Bantam S goes to a player who played every minute of every game, save the last 5 minutes of the season when she got hurt. She played with heart, with speed, and with skill, and she willingly played wherever she was needed. And she was always a force to be reckoned with, scoring the majority of our team's goals this year. This young player came into camp as a skilled athlete, and she played a major role in our success this season. Congratulations, Florence Magnan. The final Bantam S goes to an athlete who eats, sleeps, and breathes soccer. Her knowledge of the game, her skill, and athleticism are second to none. Tough as nails, she has an acute awareness of the whole field. Didn't keep track of her saves in all games, but in one game against Richmond, she saved 38 out of 42 shots. That's 42 shots in a soccer game. That's a little bit crazy. She's an excellent athlete who took her role as keeper very seriously. She orchestrated the play and always set things in motions. Congratulations to the final Bantam S recipient, Heidi Haddad. Would the four of you please come up and get your awards? Thank you, and I just want to wish you all very good luck in your next sports season.
All right, next program to be recognized, Bantam Boys Soccer, Mr. Winquist.
Good evening, Spartans. Before I talk about the season, I just want to offer a few thank yous. Thank you to Mr. Spurk, Mr. Norris, making sure we have fields, equipment, jerseys ready. Thank you. Also, a quick little thank you to my sweetheart who came to every single game and brought the boys candy. You were the team mom, so thank you. And thank you to Mr. Chandler, our varsity coach, who shared tactical advice with me and help understand the game from a coaching perspective. So thank you, Mr. Chandler. This year we had one goal, and it was to defend our championship. Traditionally, it's been hard at the Bantam level. We play against schools like Galt and Massey Vanier with grade 7 and 8 groups that are 2 or 3 times the size of ours. For example, BCS doesn't even field a Bantam team. So this was a special opportunity to defend our championship. We had the chance to do something special, and we looked at the trophy, and only 3 times had Stanstead ever won in Stanstead school history. So winning back-to-back would be a first ever. When our practice first started, I could tell we had the talent to do something special. Key veterans like Rama, Cole, Chad, Garrett, Quinn were joined by a new group of awesome players, but now it was time to see if the talent could actually work together. They call soccer the beautiful game, but it doesn't always start out that way. At the start, we had talent, speed, creativity, firepower. The question was, would we play as individuals or as a team? And we learned that lesson early. Our first home loss, not because we lacked ability, but we took them lightly. We tried to solve the game alone, and that loss reminded us that talent can win individual plays and moments, but team wins games and championships. After that loss, things began to change. However, one of my most unexpected favorite moments actually came off the field. We showed up at Richmond for a 10 a.m. game, but due to a scheduling issue, we didn't play until 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday. So we went to McDonald's just to hang out, kill time, hours of time. All of us packed in there, fries flying, guys playing in the playground, hanging out with the Bantam girls, and playing Uno. I remember thinking, these boys actually love each other. And when teams enjoy being together, they play for each other. And we came out and scored 5 goals in the first half against the same team that had beaten us just 2 weeks prior. Other people were starting to notice. A ref came to see me and he said, "Your team is very technical, very skilled." My good friend on the opposing team said, "Thanks for taking it easy on us in the second half. Appreciated that. And all your players are all very classy." And then came the semifinal. It was a close game. Galt gave us a tough time, and then Marcelo scored a huge goal, and then we scored another to win 2-0, and then the defense stopped him. But however, the best moment, a special moment for me, that just showed how much of a team we are, was that we earned a penalty kick. And without me saying a single word, the boys handed the ball to a teammate who hadn't scored all season. And it was the playoffs. They didn't think about who usually takes it. about the stats. They thought about each other. The coach inside me was like, "What are you doing? It's the playoffs." But I let it happen. He didn't score, but that's not what matters. It showed that a team lifts each other up and that the team cared for each other. And then it was the championship. It's the championship game, our season goal, the beautiful game, and everything came together then. Movement, communication, support from the bench, finally a good warm-up, resulting in a dominating 7-0 win in the championship. We celebrated drinking out of the cup like we had done the year before. So guys, congrats. You didn't just accomplish our goal, but you did it in the most classy way possible. You finished the season with 9 wins, 1 loss, 48 goals for, and only 9 goals against, 3 shutout games to end the season. I was honored to be your coach this year. Congrats on the season and banner and playoff cup. Well deserved, guys. All right. So on to the individual awards. With the championship team, it's hard to pick. Everyone had a role to play. Grade 7s, I hope you're motivated to try and win one next year. And graduating players who don't win an award, trust that you were important, and the banner and the cup say is proof that you were. So our first award goes to a player who scored goals in bunches. He had 2 4-goal games, and 1 game that we lost, he was injured and couldn't really play. He was always positive, friendly. His size and skill were a nightmare for the other team. Eric Levesque, Bantam S. Good job. Oh, if you could just hold your applauses till I read the next 3. Thank you. Our second player was the offensive player of the year, I think. He scored in pretty much every single game. I love his toughness, his tenacity, his drive. Hudson Poulin, Bantam S. Our third player was the central midfield, the one who connected the defense to the offense. He controlled the tempo and made everyone better, so Bantam S to Oliver Tremblay. And our fourth player is Marcelo Arroyo. When the games got the biggest, he got better. His speed, skill, touch make for a player that is amongst the best in the league, and he's one of the youngest. And finally, our sportsmanship award is to our captain. He is someone who represents our team well in all situations. And this award represents the whole back line. Hugo, Chad, Garrett, Marcelo, Quinn, you guys sacrificed the goals to do the defensive job. So Cole, thank you for leading that unit and representing this team. As the saying goes, defense wins championships. So guys, come on up, thank you.
Our next program to be recognized, Junior Girls Soccer, Mr. Peasley.
Good evening, everyone. So like most speeches, I am going to start with some thank yous, but not the usual ones that Mr. Spurk always mentioned, since he already did a pretty good job of that. My thank you goes to my team. Thank you for being such a positive team. Thank you for always fully supporting each other, whether you're on the field or whether you're on the bench. Thank you for coming to practice and working hard. Thank you for putting in the effort to develop your skills. And thank you for showing such resilience as the season wore on. I've been coaching one sport or another for the better part of 20 years now. And I want to thank you for making it still fun for me to come out to practice every day. And oh yeah, one last thank you before I get into my actual speech. Thanks for the trophy and banner that we have up here behind me to remember the season by. So the season started with a bit of a rush, somewhere over 40 students at tryouts, and afterwards the coaches realizing we'd be able to field an actual bantam and junior team, something that doesn't happen all that often. After the dust settled from the first few days, we were left with 18 players. Some pretty much new to soccer, some had obviously played before, and then some were returning players that were entering their 4th year at Stanstead College and their 3rd year with me. It was easy to see that we would be able to compete as a team, but I didn't see at that time just how well we would compete. Our first game was on the road versus Galt, typically one of the most challenging games of the year. We were still missing a few things positionally, and passing and shooting was certainly not at the level we saw later in the season. But we did earn a hard-fought 4-1 win thanks to goals by Chanel and Maka, with the midfield and defense shutting down Galt for much of the game. We gave up that one goal, something that became a trend for us. We ended up with 5 games where we let in 1 goal. But we always managed to score 2 or 3, sometimes 4 goals. But this was not a season where we dominated the other teams. It was not a season where we clearly outmatched them. All of our games were close and took a full effort from everyone on the team. And that's what made the wins all the more enjoyable. And that's what makes me proud of their accomplishments. They had to work hard, and in a number of games, we had to come back from behind and win, especially in the second half of the season. Resilient, an appropriate word to describe this team. With Clara, Alexa, Claudia, Jade, and Desiree, and Charlotte at the very end of the season, sharing backline duties, although Alexa could be found pretty much anywhere on the field at any given time, and Margot making some beautiful saves, our defense really carried us. Our midfield, a mix of Chichi, Caitlin, Magaby, Julia, Jules, Maddie, Camilla, and Sophia, they covered well defensively and moved the ball with skill to all of our attackers up front. Juliet with her sprints down the wing and her crosses getting better every game, and Chanel, who was a scoring threat anytime she got near the box, and Maka, who also seemed to be pretty much everywhere on the field. We ended with a 7-1 record, losing our final game of the season. We earned a solid semifinal win, which took us into the final at home against Richmond. Though we had already beat them twice, the games were close, and we knew this would not be an easy win. They got the lead, we fought back and tied it up. They took the lead again, we fought back again and tied it up. Once again, resilient players showing resilience. We played 10 minutes of overtime and then penalty kicks. I was confident we would be able to win with the quality of shooters on our team and with Margot in net. And remember, we were a resilient group. A save by Margot and some perfect penalties, and we took the title without our last shooter even having to shoot. It's very rare for our junior girls team to win this trophy. This trophy has actually been around since 1989, all the way back to when I was a student here, back in the days before the internet. In all the time since, this is only the 3rd time that Stanstead has won this trophy. The girls should be very proud of what they've accomplished. They did it with a positive mentality, with hard work, and with remembering to have fun. So again, thanks everyone for a great season. And as I wrap this up, a final message to the girls I've coached for the last 3 years. Clara, Caitlin, Chi-Chi, Jade, and Juliet. It'll feel very strange to not have you come out to practice next fall. You now get to be the core group of players on the senior team, and I look forward to watching from the sidelines. And now for the award winners. I will announce the Junior S winners as well as the Sportsmanship Award. As with the other teams tonight, please hold your applause till the end, and I would ask all 5 girls to come up together at the end to receive their awards. The first Junior S goes to returning player who was the heart of our defense. Clara shut down anyone coming near her. She is a fierce and physical defender. She captained the defense, she took all of our free kicks, and she even chipped in with a goal. She was so quietly dependable, you could almost forget what an impact she had, until she missed 1 game at the end of the season. Her absence was easy to see. It was our only loss of the year. Congratulations, Clara Buck-Thompson, on your Junior S. The second Junior S goes to a midfielder whose tireless effort up and down the wing was contagious. Never willing to give up possession, always working to win back a ball when she lost it. Chi-Chi's presence was certainly felt by our opponents, and when injuries kicked in right at the start of the playoffs, I moved her from her position of the last 3 years to defender. And she excelled at that too, being a notable contributor to our playoff success. So congratulations, Cecilia Riddle, on your Junior S. The next Junior S goes to a player who simply chose to outrun the other teams. Whether it was chasing an attacking player from behind and stealing back the ball or outrunning a through ball to get a scoring chance, Maka was everywhere on the field. Her high-quality corner kicks led to many scoring chances. For her consistent and energetic play, congratulations, Macarena and Sarah Muradas, on your Junior S. And the final Junior S goes to a player who quite simply dominated our league. She scored 9 goals in the regular season, making her the top scorer in the league, and she continued that trend through the playoffs. Chanel is a determined, tough attacker who can score from anywhere with her powerful and accurate shooting. Opposing teams learned her number very early on and started committing players to cover just her all game long. But she just kept scoring. Congratulations to Chanel Ouellette on her Junior S. And next, the Sportsmanship Award goes to a player who has been on the junior team for 3 years. Caitlin is a talented soccer player who has already won a Junior S from me in the past. But this year, in addition to her stellar play, she showed the heart and dedication of a true Spartan, playing through pain and discomfort and helping lock down our midfield. Her dedication to her teammates is second to none, and for that I am happy to give the Sportsmanship Award to Caitlin Wanka. Would all of you now please come up to get your awards?
Next program to be recognized, Junior Boys Soccer, Miss Guerrera.
Oh my days. 6 weeks ago, or as our team insists, like 6, 7-ish weeks ago, the Junior Boys soccer season kicked off. But before the chaos begins, a few thank yous. First, to our general manager, Bryson Dodge, who was a massive part of this team's success. And to my partner, Mr. Emiliano, for showing up every single day with unmatched dedication and even more unmatched hand signals. Truly, no other team on the planet understood what he was doing. He'd shout, "Train!" and throw up a sign that looked like he was directing airport traffic. And then 2 seconds later, the ball was in the back of the net. Every single time. Don't ask us how, because we don't know either. We also had the privilege of taking on the team from the legendary, never forgotten Mr. Kulikowski. You'd always tell me, "Karina, these kids are great." And after this season, I finally understood exactly what you meant. This undefeated season, this playoff trophy, this league banner, every inch of the season was for you. We hope we made you proud, and we love you. Now, 24 players. Only 18 can dress. If you do the math, that means 6 players, not 6, 7, don't dress. But those 6 made our lives very difficult because every single player showed up to practice with full effort and full passion. Sure, they complained about running that extra lap every time, but you're welcome, winter coaches, because I can guarantee you that they are ready for their winter sport. Our patience tested daily. The amount of times we heard, "Coaches, but we're undefeated. Why are we running?" And the amount of times we responded, "Because this team we're playing is the best in the league." Until the boys finally said, "Coaches, I think we are the best in the league." And boys, I can proudly stand here and say, you were right. The final game, a new level of stress I didn't even know existed. But all that complaining about extra laps and way too many sprints paid off. You believed in each other, you worked, you fought, and you got it done. We could not be more proud. From the chaotic team photo to the chaotic bus rides where the speaker mattered more than the uniforms. It honestly didn't matter if we would leave late or without uniforms, we had to have that speaker. To the warm-ups that made people question how we were still undefeated, this team was special, truly special. And at the end of the day, beyond the wins and the banners, I hope you always remember this. Follow your path. Not just in soccer, in life. When things don't go the way you planned, when you accidentally kick a field goal instead of scoring, don't stop there. Follow your pass, take responsibility, recover, make it right, because growth doesn't come from perfection. It comes from fixing, learning, trying again, and choosing to keep going. That's what makes a great player an even better person, and the kind of team we are lucky to have this season. Thank you, boys. So now for our awards. Please hold your applause till the end. Please try. We will be giving 4 Junior S awards and a co-awarded sportsmanship. So our first Junior S goes to a player who walked into the very first practice wearing a baseball cap and proudly announced it was only his 3rd year playing soccer. But somehow he quickly became the player we absolutely needed on the field. Whether at center back or midfield, yes, he may be a little terrified of heading the ball. We're still not sure if it's the fear of injury or just the fear of messing up his hair. But either way, he didn't let that stop him from becoming the backbone of our defensive line. The team simply wouldn't be the same without you. Our captain, Benjamin Magnan. Congratulations. Our second Junior S goes to someone who claimed he had never played soccer before. And after the first game, we immediately questioned that statement. His athleticism is generally one of the best we've seen. He was also the player who, if he didn't score or get an assist, thought he had contributed nothing. Meanwhile, the rest of us were watching him outrun every opponent on the field like it was a light jog. Nick, your consistency was unreal, and we could always count on you to burn past anyone in your way. Congratulations, Nick. Our third Junior S goes to a player who apparently has 17 years of soccer experience, despite being only 14 years old. During the first week of tryouts, he gave us many concerns and thoughts, maybe because of his Club America soccer jersey. But deep down, we knew there was something special. He dominated the midfield, and the only strategy the other teams had was to kick his ankles and hope for the best. All season long, we reminded him how much he improved, how much stronger he became, and how much he meant to this team. SK Sebastian, we are extremely glad we kept you. Congratulations. This last Junior S goes to the most dominant player in the league. Honestly, there isn't much more to say than without this player, we wouldn't be undefeated. Shane, I'm still not sure whether you scored more goals this season or said the phrase, "Coach, but we are undefeated." You carried this team on your back, game after game. Every time you stepped on the field, you left us speechless with your skill, your power, and your ability to change a game in seconds. Congratulations, Shane. Our Sportsmanship Award is shared this year because these two were seriously, truly, 2 peas in a pod. They showed up every practice together, always with huge smiles, a bag full of snacks, and the same line every time. "Coach, we're just so excited to be here." Jackson didn't care how many minutes he played. He just wanted to be with the boys, wear that jersey, and be part of something bigger than himself. His joy was effortless and contagious. Caleb, on the other hand, was the most vocal, energetic, and fired up player at both practices and games. Nothing ever stopped his excitement. Not weather, not drills, not sprints, not anything. Together, they reminded us what true sportsmanship looks like, showing up with heart, positivity, and love for the game. Congratulations, Jackson and Caleb. You guys can get your awards.
All right. Now, before we get to the next program, you may be wondering, you'll see some people in the crowd wearing these white sweaters. These white sweaters are worn proudly. They are won for being awarded a Major S award. Next, we'll hear from Ultimate Frisbee. That's the next program of the night that can give a Major S award. So at these assemblies, when someone wins a Major S award, we honor them with a standing ovation. Next to speak, Ultimate Frisbee, Mr. K.
So it feels like it would be appropriate to reminisce on some defining moments that made the Ultimate Frisbee season not only fun, because it was more than that. Not only comedic, because it was more than that. And not only competitive, but because every time the Stanstead College Frisbee team showed up to a jamboree, we might have been tired, we might have been sick, and many of us injured. Actually, I believe we had more injuries than the rugby team last year. But regardless, we all showed up and we're always ready to paint it red. Without further ado, a little roll call about the players who made it all happen. Rain or shine. The air traffic control man, I call him Hightower, Augie Roji. The literal ankle-breaking weapon, Katie Liu. The ninja who took the other team by surprise with a carefully executed cherry pick at the back of the end zone, Emily Song. Not much of an introduction is needed for an Ultimate Frisbee veteran and captain, Greg Levier. And you can't have just one Levier without the other. Elsa Levier joined the team to spend time with her brother during his graduating year. We wouldn't have our beautifully decorated signs at the games without Carrie Hyung, the ghost, Jack Shaw. With the way this guy throws a Frisbee, he could be the last airbender, Liam Dubois. And can't forget the rule breaker, the rule debate master, Matthew Ma. Other players only know her as the Intimidator, but we call her Mavis Liu. The undercover photojournalist, getting stories from the sideline and creating them on the field, Mila Fang. We had a tactician on the team. He always looked to make the best and most precise shot possible, Vincent Croto. For this next one, if everyone could pull their dictionaries out and look under the term beast, there's no words, only a picture of Yuki Terracotta. I'm sure she's never stolen in her life, but with the way she can snatch a Frisbee out of the air, it's safe to say that she has sticky fingers, Ningyi Yang. Although this player was injured for about 90% of the season, the first shift he played was probably the longest we've had all season. It lasted a solid 15 to 20 minutes, Ollie telling. If Ultimate Frisbee had draft picks, she would be the first one added to the roster, Rachel Liu. Not gonna lie, this next one caused some upset, but he helped us figure out that the hockey chirps were not allowed in Ultimate Frisbee. My advisee, Will P. This next player wasn't always on time, but when he was, he showed up as the wild card comedian, Xiao Feng Hu. Last but not least, she plays the mental game. She stall counts in Chinese as a form of mental warfare to the opposing players. She's Catalina Wu. Now, for some nitty-gritty paperwork. These awards were hard to choose because I had so many hardworking players who put in the hours at practice. All Ultimate Frisbee players should be walking away with a smile and our heads held high. Sportsmanship Award only belongs to one player in my mind, who is the most spirited person on the team and has no other aim than to play her best game while having competitive fun, Carrie Huang. The senior S goes to two veteran players. One who led the team in the finals with his wicked hammer throws. He can throw, he can catch, and he leads the team through warm-up. He's Greg Levier. This next player already knows it's coming. He brings unmatched intensity to every game, and I can say with extreme confidence that no one else has wheels like this player. He has the most point receptions on the team and potentially even in the league, Yuki Terracotta. Please come up and accept your awards. When I was deciding who should get the major S, a few players stood out, all unarguably the best players in the league, but one stood out just a little bit more on day one. This player is sportsmanlike. This player can pass, this player can run, this player can catch, but most noticeably, this player can make the Frisbee disappear with his insane fakes, and this player can catch the Frisbee at 9 feet in the air because his name is Augie Roji. Please stand on him.
All right, the next program is the first program of the night that can not only give a Major S, but can also give out MVP trophies. Just like Major S winners, we recognize MVP trophies with a standing ovation. Next program to be recognized, Senior Boys Soccer, Mr. Chandler.
Pretty tall for a guy like me. Good evening, Spartans. Like the length of my soccer practices, this speech will be short. Congratulations to all our teams and athletes for a great fall sports season. Special recognition to Coach Reynolds and cross country, Coach Wingquist and the Bandom boys, Coach Guerrera and the junior boys, Coach Peasley and the junior girls, and Coach Van Dyke and the senior girls for the ETAC successes. Way to go, Spartans. A few thank yous to Mr. Spurk for your continued support for our soccer program and the CASE tournament. Andrew Norris, Karina Guerrera, Bonnie, Emiliano Bonilla, the Wellness Center, Maintenance, Food Service, for your fantastic efforts with hosting CASE. Thank you. To Mr. Murray and Miss Garrett, thank you very much for your coverage all season. Coach Thompson, for working cooperatively to allow Gabe DeSantis to play both sports in a unique situation. And to our allenatore, that's Italian for coaching staff, Mr. Andre Samard, Docky Standage, if he's still awake, and goalkeeper coach, Sean Scribner. Thanks, fellas. Now on to our season. Here is our season in a nutshell. In the ETAC regular season, we produced 4 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie for 13 points and settled for 3rd place. In the playoff semifinal, we upset number 2 ranked Massey Vanier, and while we outplayed them, we lost to rivals BCS 3-0 in the final. At the CASE tournament, we finished in 5th place in the Silver Division, which was better than in 2024. In total, we played 15 games, won 8, lost 6, and tied 1. We scored 42 goals, allowed 29, and recorded 6 shutouts. Way to go, Jacob and Grayson. When I think of the 2025 Soccer Spartans, I think of a lot of things, but what stands out the most to me is one word: character. For me, an individual's character and the collective character of the team is the most important ingredient for team success. So here, in ascending order, are my top 5 character moments for our season. Moment number 5. First game of the season at Massey Vanier, we conceded 5 first-half goals and we're down 5-1 at halftime, and we ended up losing 5-3. But not before scoring 2 goals and winning the second half 2-0. The lesson: it isn't always about the start, but it is about the finish. Moment number 4, CASE Game 2 versus RNS. After thoroughly dominating the first half, we found ourselves down 1-0 at halftime. We dug in and scored 3 second-half goals to win 3-1. The lesson: play with courage and stick to the game plan. Moment number 3, in the ETAC playoff final against BCS and against the run of play, we gave up 3 first-half goals and we're down 3-0 at halftime. We had a mountain to climb. The second half was all Stanstead College. We thoroughly dominated the half, but we couldn't beat their goalkeeper. The lesson: soccer is a cruel game and the fine margins matter. Moment number 2, CASE game number 5 versus Ridley College was our 5th game in 2.5 days. 5 games in 2.5 days. That is insanely tough on the body and the mind. Josh Lippman, scored 2 goals, and it looked like we'd ride the momentum to halftime. But then we slip on the old banana peel and concede 3 goals in 3 minutes. Now we're down 3-2 at the half, and our morale was crushed. My halftime speech was like trying to awaken the dead. We just looked that lost and that defeated, but only for a short time. The boys mustered the courage, and character kicked in for the second half. Lippman tied the game at 3, and then he scored his 4th goal of the game with a penalty shot in the last 2 minutes to win the match 4-3. The lesson? Bad moments are going to happen. Lean in, deal with it, and do your best. Character moment number 1. We lost our 2 regular season games to MVR, 5-3, like I said, at their place, and 7-2 at home on Farmhouse Field, right after the Case tournament. 7-2. Could it be more humiliating? I think not. 12 goals conceded in 2 games. Morale crushing once again. The coaches looked at one another and asked, how do we motivate and inspire our boys now that we have to travel to Massey and play the very same team for our playoff semifinal game? We talked about character. We talked about having the courage to play our game. We trained hard. We talked about touching the line or attention to detail. We talked about selflessness, and we talked about never, ever giving up. So what did we do? We went to Massey. We ran them into the ground, never giving up, and we won 1-0. It didn't matter what had happened to us before. All that mattered, what was happening in the moment, in the present. We were unrelenting that day, and we dominated the entire game. We deserved it. The lesson: accept the challenge, sweat the details, share the responsibility, and never stop believing or trying. Character matters so much in everything we do. I am so proud of you guys for your Spartan character. Thank you for a great season. I ask that our most sportsmanlike and Senior S winners come up together at the end, and please hold your applause until the end. Our most sportsmanlike award goes to a grade 11 player who is a gentle giant and a man of few words. He is a friend to all. He plays for the fun of the game. He is a fair play competitor, and he is super fun to coach. He is Chaz Fauché. Senior S Awards. We have 4 Senior S Award winners this evening. All 4 were starting players and contributed significantly this season. They displayed great sportsmanship, they're super teammates, and they were fun and easy to coach too. Nicknamed The Natural by Mr. Simard, Anton Lamers is a superbly talented player with a magical left foot. Honestly, it's like a wand. He scored 9 goals, including many beauties, and 4 assists this season. Way to go, Anton. Santi Bonilla doesn't run. He floats, and this allows him to be ubiquitous. Being everywhere on the field, wherever the ball is, and at the same time. He had 5 assists this season. He's a lot of fun to watch play. Congratulations, Santi. On the team leadership committee, he was sidelined with an ankle injury for a chunk of the season. Noah Grenier returned in time for the stretch run in the playoffs. He was pivotal in nullifying Massey's top player in the semifinal, a great shutdown defender with an ever-improving left foot. Way to go, Noah. Multi-sport whiz Liam Summon stepped onto the field and became an immediate go-to player for us. Stamina and speed galore, he was dynamic in every game he played. Liam contributed 6 goals and assisted many others. So fun to watch. Congratulations, guys. Please come up and receive your awards. Tonight, we have 3 major S winners, all unanimous selections by the coaches. The first major S goes to a player who has played at the senior level for 3 years. He has been a starter since Game 1 in grade 10, an impact player, a wonderful ambassador for Stanstead College. Known as an offensive force in grades 10 and 11, he was switched to the center back position about halfway through the season, and he played exceptional defense. He contributed 9 assists in 15 games, so he did much more than his part. I'm so proud of you, Henry Riddle. Is that for me? Oh, no. The second major S goes to another 3-year veteran and a starter since grade 10. He had a standout year in his position, as he was always the first name on the roster sheet every game. He scored 13 goals, including 3 game winners, contributed many assists. His 4-goal game was a legendary performance, and one none of his coaches will forget anytime soon. He's a team captain, an excellent player, an exceptional kid. I am so proud of you too, Josh Lippman. Come on up. The third major S goes to a kid who put in a phenomenal fall, a 3-year starter as well from the moment he joined the program. This guy epitomizes exactly what it means to a Spartan. For the grade 7 and 8 boys, for all of you, for me, there is no better example and leader here at the school. This kid played midfield for us and for the varsity boys hockey team in the same season. His desire to compete is unmatched. He is unrelenting, and he plays this way in every game. His 9 goals included 2 game winners, and of course he contributed numerous assists too. This kid is as nice and polite as the day is long. And Gabriel DeSantis, I am extremely proud of you too. Come on up. The Bobby Moore Most Valuable Player Trophy will be co-awarded this year. They were just up here. I thank them for their many contributions to the soccer program, and I look forward to their continued contributions to Spartan athletics in the winter and spring terms. I'll be sorry to see them graduate in June. I wish you all the best. Congratulations, Josh Lippman and Gabriel DeSantis.
Our next program to be recognized, cross-country running, Miss Reynolds.
I'll lose my voice. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Mr. Chandler? Oh, well, I'll muddle through. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Wellness Center team, in particular Megan and Sonia, who helped us out with some medical emergencies throughout the season and, of course, injury repair. Also to my co-coach, Kathleen Smits, whose knowledge was once again very welcome during practices. So tonight we're here to celebrate not just a season of cross country, but a season of growth, grit, and heart. Because cross country isn't just about running, it's about discovering what you're made of. This season has been an unforgettable one. We've seen the team rise to challenges, push past limits, and represent our school with pride and determination. We started the year with a mix of runners, some who had never raced before, wondering if they'd survive the first practice, and others with years of experience chasing personal records. Yet from day one, everybody shared the same goal, to get better. And they did. The team improved in every way possible. Times dropped, confidence grew, and teamwork flourished. Every runner, from our top finisher to our newest member, contributed to that success. Improvement isn't measured only by medals or numbers on a clock. It's felt in the burning lungs at the top of a hill when you don't give up. It's earned in every stride that takes you further than you thought you could go. So to our beginners, you've taken the hardest step, the first one. You've joined a sport that demands everything and gives back even more. You've learned that cross country isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. To our experienced runners, your leadership and example have set the standard for what it means to be a true teammate. Someone who runs not just for themselves, but for the person beside them. To those moving on, thank you for leaving your mark on the trail, on the team, and on everyone who's had the privilege of running with you. Your dedication, encouragement, and heart will be remembered long after your final race. As we celebrate our championship performances and individual achievements tonight, let's also celebrate the quiet victories. The first 5K finished without walking, the practice you didn't think you'd make it through, the teammate you encouraged when they needed it the most, because every kilometer matters. Every effort matters, and every runner matters. We appreciate all of the effort that you have given to us this season. Whether your goal was to get into better condition, improve times, or win a championship, we thank you. So, as we look ahead, let's carry forward the lessons of the season, run with heart, lead with discipline, and always keep improving. Now to the individual awards. It's cliche, but it's always tough to single out people for individual awards. However, it is part of this. So we looked specifically at those that contributed in many ways, not just to themselves, but also the good of the team. We looked at the runners that performed well, but also encouraged others, worked hard in practice, and were consistently positive. And I want you guys to all come up together at the end. There are 4 junior S's. So the first runner is a natural athlete, worked hard in practice, and also stepped out of his comfort zone by running in the RSEQ regional meet. Despite his best efforts, an injury to the hip slowed him down quite a bit in the second half of the season, so congratulations to Mederick. Yes, applause, they deserve it, thank you. The second Junior S goes to another natural athlete who is new to us this season but accomplished much in her time. She progressed as the season went along and ended up with a couple of first place finishes. Congratulations to Sophie. The third Junior S goes to our top junior girl who is an experienced runner who is not here tonight, unfortunately. Worked hard through the season, also finished first in a couple of races. Congratulations to Ellie Belanger. The final Junior S is given to a new runner who worked hard in practice, was positive and had good results. His cousins, when here, also participated in cross country, so perhaps it's in the blood. Congratulations to Antoine. The Sportsperson Award will be shared by two people that always work hard in practice, have positive attitudes, and stepped out of their comfort zones to race at the RSEQ regional meet. Congratulations to the hardworking Zachary and the always positive Milan. In the Senior S category, we have 5. First is to the fastest senior boy, quiet but always puts his head down to work hard in practice. Congratulations to Taro. Secondly, not the fastest of the group, but probably the hardest working, always positive and cheering on everyone else. Congratulations to Jacob. Third, quite speedy, hard on himself, very upset with his performance at the final at BCS. Very hardworking and was towards the top of the leaderboard at every race. Congratulations to Francois. Our second fastest senior girl on the team, what we did in practice was never enough for her. She always wanted more, a triathlete coming into the school this year, a quiet force, but extremely hardworking. Congratulations to Lena. And our final Senior S goes to another senior girl who finished towards the top of the board of most races. Again, quiet, but equally hardworking as Lena, always training together. Congratulations to Florentine. Come on up. Come on up, come on up. No, the sports person trophy. Yeah. Hairs. Yeah, it takes a while. There's a lot of them. There's 33. It's almost half of 6-7. We have one Major S award, and she will also be the recipient of the William Greenshields Trophy for all-around excellence and leadership in cross-country running for the second year in a row. Macy's work ethic and leadership on the team is incomparable, and on top of that, she finished first in all of her races by a large margin. Please stand as we award Macy with a Major S in the MVP Trophy.
All right, we are down to our final program of the night. Speaking on behalf of senior girls soccer, Mr. Van Dyke.
Holy smokes, craziness. Okay, all right. Couple thank yous to start. First to Miss Kirby, who, when we needed a female chaperone to come with us to Case, took about 5 seconds to say yes, dropped everything in her life, and then while we're there, basically took care of everything. Thank you, Miss Kirby. And of course to Coach, Miss Kirby, of course to Coach Goodsoul, whose enthusiasm and care and commitment and 4 p.m. pre-practice snacks are the bar that other assistant coaches can only aspire to. Thank you for everything, Coach. So I'd like to save the best for last, so I will give the awards first, and then finish with what I consider the most important part, talking about the team. There are 2 Senior S awards to give out to 2 players who spent most of the season as solid starters, but who improved and finished the year playing at a much higher level. One is a striker who scored and assisted on some huge goals down the stretch and during the playoffs, and the other is a defender who turned a corner after Case and completely dominated her position during the 3 most important games of the year. Senior S awards come on up together to Ev Pelice and Julia Lee. Come on up. A major S goes to the best outside midfielder in the ETIAC. There are 3 reasons why we were easily the league's top offense. We scored 25 goals, second best was 12. And this player is one of them. Fast, elusive, and a tireless energizer bunny. She consistently created offense by dominating the right side and sending dangerous crosses into the box. A left defender's worst nightmare, and pound for pound, one of the strongest athletes I've ever coached. Major S to Lexi Legere. A major S to another reason why we were that elite offense, as this player was far and away the best striker in the league. As a team, we scored 38 goals. She scored 19. A ferocious competitor with breakaway speed, a cannon for a shot. She was never more than 1 pass or 1 touch away from the next highlight goal. Never cruising, always in 5th gear. Always pushing to be better, and still only in grade 9. Major S, Raphael Padon. A major S to the final reason our offense was so dominant, as this player was the best playmaker in the league. After a slow start getting used to the transition from junior to senior, her confidence and conditioning caught up to her ability, and she became a maestro, like a puppeteer, just manipulating the defense and laying perfect passes to all corners of the field. Blessed with unparalleled touch and vision, and also the winner of the Sportsmanship Award, Major S to, Haley Gilbert. A major S to the anchor of our defense. We only play with 3 defenders at the back, which can only work if our central defender can control acres of space, and this player owned the position better than anyone I've coached for about the past 15 years. Skilled and decisive, she made everyone's life easier with her flawless decision-making and experience. If Haley was the maestro of the offense, she was the conductor of the defense. Major S to Charlotte Grace. Now, there's really not much to separate our 4 Major S winners. As such, the Merle Griffin MVP trophy will be co-awarded to the 2 players who best combined their God-given talent with leadership. These 2 players did the most to bring us together and make us a real team. They set the tone, they communicated on and off the field, and they were inclusive. They were not alone, of course, in caring about the team vibe. They had lots of help, but they were the 2 biggest reasons why a random group of high school girls ended up feeling connected to something bigger than themselves. MVP trophy goes to Haley Gilbert and Charlotte Grace. All right. Last day of the season. We're ranked number 1. We're playing Galt in a championship game, and we're playing amazing. Galt is good. They beat us the last time we played them, but we've improved since then a lot. We're in total control. We outshoot them like 14-2. We have clearly become the best team in the league. But as Mr. Chandler said, soccer is cruel. We get unlucky. There are only 2 shots go in, and despite a 70-30 edge in ball possession, the game ends up tied 2-2. We go to a penalty shootout where, with everything at stake, we lose. Now, there's nothing more heartbreaking in soccer than dominating your opponent, only to lose in a stupid penalty shootout. The players were stunned, some angry, some crying. Personally, I was a mess for 2 days, raging at the soccer gods who obviously hate the senior girls soccer team. They obviously hate me. 3 days later, I'm watching the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7 of the World Series. And as we all know, they also lose in a heartbreaker that will go down in baseball history. 2 days after that, I'm listening to my favorite podcast, and the main guy says this about the Blue Jays. He says, you know, after such a crushing loss, I bet the Blue Jays players wish they just not made the playoffs at all. Better to lose earlier and avoid suffering that soul-crushing defeat that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Which made me think right away of you guys. Would it have been easier overall to not go through that heartbreaking loss? Would losing 3-0 be easier to take? Or maybe not even make the finals, just losing the semis? No big deal, no devastating loss to deal with, no tears, no anger. Would that be easier? Yes. But there is something worse than losing. I agree, winning is fun. I would rank winning, I would rank winning above losing. But you know what's worse than losing? Not losing is way worse than losing. And I'll explain this first. I'll explain this. What I mean by not losing is not experiencing that intensity, that losing moment at all. It means being a bystander, a passenger, a wannabe on the sidelines, a zombie just shuffling through life, taking no chances, experiencing no highs, and risking no lows. Not experiencing that finals loss, yes, it'd be safe, but what a boring way to live. In fact, 20 years from now, I bet you guys remember that terrible loss more than when we beat BCS 4 days earlier to win the league banner. Because that loss was intense. The thrill of Haley and Ev scoring, the agony of that Galt girl hitting 2 perfect direct kicks, you guys standing arm in arm at half during the penalty kicks, Zoe in the ultimate pressure cooker in nets, all of us living and dying with every kick, the electricity of being in that moment where nothing else is more important than you, your teammates, and soccer. If I had to choose between losing that game in the heartbreaking way that we did, or not experiencing that game at all, if those are my 2 choices, it's not even close. Winning, losing, and not losing. And actually, I'll take this one step further. I want you girls to imagine not playing soccer at all this season. Pretend you were a bystander, a zombie, who didn't take the risk of trying out for soccer way back in September. Think about everything, good and bad, that you would have missed. You would have missed that insane ref giving us 3 yellow cards for jewelry. You would have missed whose house? Our house, winning the league banner. That first game at Massey when nobody could run because of Terry Fox the day before. You would have missed team supper, shopping, laser tag at Case. That terrible, embarrassing feeling of losing 9-0 to Havergal, chasing them around the field for 70 minutes. You would have missed all the donuts you won for hitting the crossbar, that psycho girl who actually tried to choke Sarah. You would have missed the new people you met back in September who became teammates, and those teammates who became friends. And finally, you would have missed my personal favorite moment, that day at Case, chilling in between games on the turf, music playing, all of us together on a beautiful sunny fall afternoon. A great day to be alive. So, you guys are not zombies, you're not watchers, you're all doers. And all your great memories, good or bad from this season, are your reward for that. In fact, everyone in here who represents your school playing a sport is a doer. You all put yourself out there in front of everybody, risking failure, risking heartbreak, making memories. Because you know that even if the worst happens, heartbreak is better than your heart just beating at the exact same pace for the rest of your life. There's winning, there's losing, and there's not even playing. Thank you, girls, for playing. I loved everything about this season. You guys are why I coach, and I need you to leave tonight knowing I appreciate every single one of you. I would not change a single thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Van Dyke. All right, that concludes our Fall Athletic Assembly. Thank you all, seriously, very much for your attention and comportment. And again, thank you for how you represented us at the arena and on the sports fields. Before you go, this is new, a lot of you are new here, do not leave if you have won a Bantam S, a Junior S, a Senior S, a Sportsmanship Award, a Major S, or an MVP trophy. You have to stay behind for photos. And a reminder now, we are heading to our houses for Quiet House. Good night.